Boom. So we're being recorded. So again, welcome to the August Awareness Advisory Group meeting. So the purpose of our group is, of course, to spread the awareness of DNN, not only within our own ecosystem, but also across other ecosystems, and try to grow the community. So we have several ways that we can do that, and we've already, as a group, decided on a number of ways, but you know, it is a group effort. It is an open source effort. So at any point, if anybody has ideas, you know, we can definitely try to tackle new ideas and whatnot as we move along. All right. So I have the attendee list up here. Well, actually, can you see my screen? Okay. I know David can, but everybody else, you're good. Anybody not seeing my screen?
Looks good.
All right. Anybody missing from the attendee list? All right, sounds like that's not the case. All right. Okay, so our agenda. So we got we're going to review our primary goals, and we're going to discuss any progress we've had since the next meeting or since the last meeting, and see what we're going to be doing to between now and the next meeting. And we're going to review our long-term goals so everybody knows like where we're headed. And then we have our open forum, of course. Our open forum is going to not just be the typical open forum, but we'll also, shut down the recording for anything that we need to discuss offline as well. All right. So moving forward, well, actually, before we move into that, we do have at least one new person joining us today. Mr. Tejo, you want to introduce yourself to the group?
Yeah, sure.
No. Not hearing his audio.
For 10 years now.
Hey, Tejo?
Yeah?
We're having trouble hearing you. Are you? Can you get closer to the mic maybe or something?
Okay, so is this more?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's try like this. I'm from Netherlands and working with you for 10 years now. And
Yeah, if you're not Tejo right now, can you please mute? Because I think that might be contributing to us not being able to hear him, because I hear a lot of background noise. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, Tejo. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining the effort. And you're going to see several areas that we're going to discuss today. And so if there's any of those that you would like to jump in and help with, feel free to let us know. So let's see here. Anybody else new? I'm looking through the list here. Toast Shower, you might be new. Are you on audio now? I don't know who Toast Shower is. Toast Shower. Yeah, I wasn't making any assumptions, Tracy. But it's nice to have you.
Yeah. And I know it's like I need to say that I've been unpresent at the last several meetings, and I feel like I want an apology to everybody in the group. So here it is. I'm sorry, guys, but hopefully I'll be back with you every meeting and actually getting some stuff done here.
So are you saying, Tracy, that when people don't show up, we can say they pulled a Tracy?
There you go. Sure, that works. I'll be the first to okay that. Yeah.
All right. All right. So we're gonna thanks for being back. We're gonna review our primary individual goals. So as an individual in our group, all that we're asking of each other is that you either champion or co-champion something, and all that means is we have these different areas that we're trying to focus on. And so that just means choose at least one area where you don't have to be leading this whole thing entirely, but you can be helping. And each of these areas also have a channel in our Slack. So even if you're not going to be officially part of that particular effort, if you want to keep your eye on it, you can join the Slack channel for it as well. Yeah, so do at least 2 things a month. You know, we're all busy. We all have fires that we're putting out. We all have, you know, personal and professional lives. But, you know, if we can, you know, put our, you know, make one of our goals to do at least 2 things every month, you know, we're going to be doing, we're at least going to be moving things forward. So those 2 things don't necessarily have to be huge, but, you know, they have to be something. Yeah, so, and then generating a snowball effect. One of the things that I try to focus on, and I encourage everybody else to, is whenever possible, help other people know how they can participate and get them involved in participation. Because the more people we have doing that, the bigger and better our effort is, right? The more we can achieve. And then keep in constant contact. So that's primarily kind of saying, you know, make sure you're checking Slack every now and then, and keeping apprised of all information, especially one of our big things today that we're going to be talking about, which is the website goals. It doesn't look like Ernst Peter's in today's meeting, but Clint is. Clint, I wasn't really keeping apprised on the forums. We talked about the forums last month. What's the, like, what have we done since then?
You mean as far as like a migration scenario?
Yeah, we talked about migrating, and we also talked about shutting down some of the inactive forums and whatnot. Did we make that happen?
So for all the, well, I won't say all, but for the majority of the community or core module forums, they have now been, I won't say shut down, but people cannot make posts to them, and they're diverting to, or redirecting to GitHub issues. So we left the forum there for SEO purposes in case people, you know, want to search and, you know, find information. But if you go to, let's just say, for example, the Foreman List forum, it would have a message at the top. You would not be able to make a post, and it would have a message say this forum has continued on GitHub. So there's several forums like that, and that's stemming from the effort that Daniel Baladas and EPT and the team around updating the core modules have, you know, the work they've been doing. As far as like migrating the like forums, I'm not aware of any traction or, you know, updates.
Yeah, the migration is a relatively new topic, or newer than this anyway. And so to get everybody up to date, and one of the, I don't remember which group, maybe it's the dev group, but one of the groups, there's some discussion on migrating forums from the core forums module to active forums. And I think the last thing I remember seeing on that was that somebody was going to try to do a proof of concept because nobody's, at least the people that are involved in the conversation, nobody is aware of, oh, EPT, you are here. Your toe shower. Okay. Yeah, so nobody's aware of that effort having been done to a forum as large as the DNN software.com forum. So I think somebody's going to be doing some proof of concept on that. And let me update the forum list. So this is going to be Tracy W. We know who you are now. And toe shower is EPT. The EPT. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Ernst Peter, do you have anything to add on the forums front? No. Okay. He's still kind of not in the mic yet. All right. Cool. Okay. So moving on to community tools review. The last that we had on this was forwarding the source to Jay. And let's see here. What else we got here? So Jay, real quick, do you have any updates on this particular item?
All right, I was on mute. Yeah, so I spent several days converting this to a SPA module. It's not completely finished yet. I'm missing a couple of DLLs that were in the original package. We're talking to GitHub and I think it's Twitter or something else. So I'm trying to locate those still. But other than that, I'll probably release it here in the next week, or at least put it out there so you guys can take a look at it and give your feedback.
Oh, very cool. Do you have any like screenshots or anything you can share in Slack?
Yeah, I'll put some up there in Slack later. I don't have anything right now. I'm not actually at my development machine.
Very cool. I knew you were going to do the code review, but I had no idea you were that far into it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's going pretty well. I mean, it's a pretty simple module. Just integrating with all the different third-party stuff is the cool stuff. And then I saw, I forget who it was, posted something in Slack about ideas for different things that we can be tracking. So I'm trying to integrate those as well if I get the code working.
Very cool. Wow, that's outstanding. Thanks, Jay. So we're gonna take Clint. Clint, you said there's a Jira item for this. What was the Jira for?
Are you referring to? Yeah. So I asked that the community tools get placed on the site, and then they came back saying there's a bug in the code. Where does it live on GitHub? And at that point, well, I didn't have anywhere to point the guy to so that he can make updates or whatever. And I don't know that there's been any updates since then.
So Jay, are we going to be putting this into the DNN community repo?
Putting it in a community review, you said?
Yeah, the DNN community in GitHub.
We can put it wherever you want. And I guess as far as where it ultimately lives, I think that's probably a part of the discussion. We're going to have in a couple minutes about the website stuff. If we can get some control over the website, we can put it, there wherever the site used to be. But oh, you mean the source? Oh, yeah, we can put the source up on GitHub.
Okay, yeah, but I was talking about the DNN community repo.
Yeah,
so
I'll put it up there. I mean, I'd like to make it open source and let everybody just have at it. I'd probably like to have somebody do it better if we could. And I'm curious to see how other people. I'm kind of doing this the way that I figured out how to do it, and I know there's other ways to do it. So I'm curious if there's a better way. So I'll put it up, and you guys can shoot darts at it.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. David has some stuff in the chat where either Daniel or EPT can help you with that moving forward.
All right. Perfect.
Very cool. Thank you for your effort on that, Jay. I look forward to it. So Clint, there was a bug. So they were testing what the original stuff was. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. So there's no need to worry about that yet because we're about to have a new one. All right. Cool. All right. Anything? You know what? I failed to introduce this to people. So anybody who's new or doesn't know what this effort is, there's on the hotcakes.org. There's some community tools that we built to help increase participation and have leaderboard capabilities and track participation not just on the website but off the website on various channels. So things like GitHub and Twitter and whatnot. And so the tooling was all built. All those things were integrated. And so Arrow donated the source code to the community so that way we can repurpose that for our efforts. So one of the things is that we're building a dashboard. So this is actually bleeding over. Next month I'll put this specifically in the dashboard now that we have this moving into another phase. But the end result is that we have a dashboard for the community that allows us to see what our progress is and what areas maybe we're doing well in, but more importantly, what areas are we not doing well in. And so this will help all the groups, have data to kind of help drive decisions. So yeah, that's what that is. Very cool. All right, so these are the areas that we have that we're championing right now, that we have champions for, that we're focusing on. So we got the community dashboard. I just kind of mentioned that. We have the speaker program. So the speaker program, the whole purpose of that is to generate a new speaker program, maybe kind of modeled after what iNeta used to be, where, we have an area where speakers can be found, speakers can put their own bios out there, user groups can, find a speaker, they can maybe, add or use, kind of pre-made speaker materials, things like that. And then there's user group programs, so reviving that. having an area where user groups can be created. They can, show participation and share information and whatnot. So if anybody's been around long enough to remember what it used to be, it's kind of like that, but better. Increasing social activity. And so we should officially change that. Social activity. So hopefully that's actually self-explanatory. Increasing blog, creation and awareness. And then there's also YouTube. Well, it doesn't necessarily just have to be YouTube, but videos out there. So some of them can be tutorials, others could be more marketing related. Just increasing the amounts of videos that are out there. There's a training course, so creating a training course that lives somewhere off of the DNN ecosystem and somewhere else. And what's related to that is curriculum. I should put that right next to it. And then curriculum it might sound like it's related, but it's not. So curriculum is generating a curriculum that can be used by teachers in various levels of school. Then there's new and updated extensions, increasing the awareness of and number of extensions being put out there that are open source, and whether they're new instances, so a completely new extension or an upgrade. And homepage messaging, that's going to be one of the things that we're going to be spending most of our time on today. So that's all about, well, you're going to definitely find out what that's about today. So, and the next thing is theme creation, so increasing the number of contemporary open source themes that are out there. All right. So we just had an update on the dashboard. So I'm going to see earlier slide. We already have an update on that. And so we're going to combine that later. We'll combine slides for next month. There's my deliverable. All right. Any questions on the community dashboard? All right. Silence. All right. So DNN homepage message. Actually, let's save this one to the end so we can get the other stuff done. So we don't miss anything. I'm going to move this one down. Hope you don't mind, Jay. All right. There we go. Where are we at? All right. So increasing social activity. So the champions for this are David, Clint, Will, Francisco, and Kelly. I don't think Kelly made it today. No, she did not. Yeah, all right. So does anybody have an update on things that have happened towards this goal?
A lot of blogs. Yeah, I was doing those things like daily, and then I kind of started doing them every couple of days, not so that it wouldn't be like seemingly unauthentic.
I don't think there's anything unauthentic about it.
Well, I mean, I think it's like every day I'm doing it, people feel like I'm just going down a list or whatever, versus an organic, I don't know, like timing or something.
All right. So I think something that we need to do between now and the next meeting, and maybe we through Slack we figure out that we have to please mention at DNN Awareness. What does that mean, David?
The Twitter handle at DNN Awareness that auto retweets everything with DNN CMS hashtag.
I copied and pasted that. There we go. That's more better.
Oh, I misspelled it. Sorry. Great place to go to get all the latest DNN activity in the Twitterverse.
Yeah, so one of the things that we might find in the Slack is that this will happen organically depending on like how the dashboard thing goes. But moving forward, I think we need to awareness t-shirts. I see what you did there, Joe. That's very clever. But we need to figure out a way to measure this. Oh, well, it's nice to have you, Francisco. We'll have a recording for you. So that way we can actually say, hey, this is what we've done, and this is what we're going to do next month, that kind of thing. So I think the dashboard is going to help us with that a lot, but we'll need some more formal way to kind of like update each other. All right. Blogs. What do we got here?
Well, so are you looking for a number or content? I mean, David wrote a blog about web components. Huh?
Any updates whatsoever? And should I remove Dennis from this?
Yes. So we had Oliver Hine post his first blog in a long time ever, which was the DNN 921 release candidate.
Did he?
Yes.
Or did you ghostwrite? I
ghostwrote it, but he did update it though and make it accurate. Sebastian Loophole also posted a blog about GDPR, which was his first blog in a very long time. And David Poindexter posted a blog about web components. And he convinced Will Stroll. That's
an inside joke, everybody.
Yeah. And Francisco's been translating some blogs. We've got a new CLA process for DNN. I don't know if that was posted since our last meeting. DNN MVP program updates. So there'll be another blog about that. Matt Rutledge wrote one about DNN Generator, which is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that may be, I don't know when our last meeting was, but there's a lot of, like you may look at the blog and say, oh, there's a lot of meeting replays or whatever. But that's actually good because there's a lot of activity going on in the community, right? And you know, if you don't attend a user group or if you don't attend a meeting, when you look at the blog page, you know, A, that these meetings are happening, and B, if you want to, you can watch the replays. So it's good. But yeah, there's been a lot of blog activity, and we still don't have a solution for, like when you go to dnnsoftware.com, and this may, you know, kind of bleed into the website conversation, but at the top, you know, top level information architecture, menu, nav structure, or however you want to say it, is the word blog. And that goes to the corporate blog, which, you know, Dennis wrote a lot of great content for. I don't think we should just throw it away. But there's no longer any new activity happening on that link. So we need to find a way to make that blog link point to the community blog, but yet not get rid of that blog content. And one thing I did just to try to help, and this was a suggestion from David, was, you know, add in a link to the community blog. So I did that at the top right of that page. And, you know, we were talking about potentially like merging the blogs together, but then what blog module, and so it's a bigger conversation, but we need to solve that. But in the community blog area, I'm getting an echo. Community blog area, there's a lot of good content. Dennis is not being.
And yeah, the echo was not a reference to Amazon Echo. Yeah. There was an actual
Echo.
Yeah, and on the blog, since EPT is here, I will say we're still waiting for the first translated blog into Dutch or any of the other languages that he posted.
Oh, is that a call out?
That is motivation. And he's like,
maybe you can do that on the iPad when he's in his long days. You know, it's nice to
Well, I'm giving him a hard time, but he has, like, I mean, even today, I think he's made like 9 or 10 pull requests. I'm getting emails about or merging stuff. So I know he's active. I'm just giving him a hard time here.
Yeah, so, I mean, in all seriousness, though, anybody who speaks other languages, it's a really good idea to have whatever popular or important blog posts translated. So if anybody has time for that in their respective languages, that's a really awesome thing. It's only going to help. All right, cool. Thanks, Clint. YouTube videos, tutorials. Wait, was somebody trying to say something?
Yes, you're saying, there are blogs that these are the 5 most important.
Did anybody else understand? No, I'm having a lot of difficulty hearing Tyka. I can't hear him. I mean, I hear him talking, but I can't hear what he's saying. Like it's just muffled.
Yeah, your audio is very muffled. Maybe type it into the chat. All right, so while we're waiting for him to type it in, so YouTube videos, tutorials. So we got Don, David, Adderson, and John. John's not here right now, but any updates here? Hello, hello?
Oh, I don't know if it really goes in this section or not, but Adderson's been doing well with the Toronto area DNN user group and has been posting videos of those after each. We just had one last night, I believe. So it's nice to see that activity in a new user group.
All right. 4 videos and 4 video tips. Poor Adderson. We can't hear you say your tagline. All right. Is there a priority list regarding blogs? I can translate to Dutch. That's from Tiho. And there's a DNN Hero monthly chat. That's from Joe. Well, I mean, he was in it. So as far as a priority list, Tiho, I think that's something that that's something that you could probably determine on your own. Like if you see something that's really important to you that you're passionate about, translate that. I wouldn't say that any particular blog is more important than any other in terms of the overall ecosystem. I think they're all important. Yeah, so thank you for that. So I also have a bit of news. So we'll be resurrecting I don't know if we're going to still call it this, but we're going to be resurrecting DNN Hangout. Boom. So my co-host just agreed yesterday, so we'll be announcing that very soon. So we're going to once a month be talking about DNN Hangout, and really we're going to mostly retain the previous format. So if you enjoyed that in the past, we're bringing it back. So
who's the co-host?
We'll be announcing that very soon.
Okay. One other comment, Tico, if you need access to blog and don't have it, just shoot me an email. I can configure.
Smart, Alex.
You're welcome.
All right. Anything else for videos? All right. Peanut gallery is over. All right. Moving on to new and updated extensions. So we have some folks that are part of this effort. So the idea here is to increase the awareness and existence of some. And I have an update. A new version of the media module was released. Module, and I think it was 5.0, and it has been tested against 9.2, but it's built against 9.1.1. So there's a bunch of MV quick stuff. you can say that stuff out loud because people are going to be watching the video and listening to it later.
Well, you were talking. I didn't want to talk over you. Yeah, we've got several new releases of MV Quick Themes since last month, and then we've got a new one coming out soon of that, and then a new one of MV Quick Site, hoping to fix a few issues in there that some of our international friends are having. And MV Quick Components is still in its infancy stages, but we've got, I think, 3 components in there so far that have a good starting point, so excited about that.
Very cool. Oh, Jay. Yeah. So Jay has an all-new version. We'll be releasing an updated X3. Was it X3 URL management, right? URL management. Yeah, by popular demand, I might say. Yeah, and Jay, there are quite a few of us that use that, and I run into clients with it on their sites a lot, still. And I think I remember you saying that it's going to be SPA enabled now.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, I've rewritten the host part of it is done. The host interface is done. I'm using Angular and Bootstrap. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know, maybe anybody has an idea of how to handle not loading Bootstrap if the client already has Bootstrap loaded and possibly overwriting their Bootstrap, or I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a good way to not write, mess up their.
Hey, Jay, you may want to check out Daniel Metler's solution that he has in place called KOI, and KOI. And he has a way for module developers to plan for the various CSS frameworks. And as long as the theme of the site has their JavaScript snippet included in the theme, it will detect and transforming, accordingly.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Where can I find that?
Google is your friend.
Coy and Daniel Metler. So, and the way I've done that in the past, Jay, is I've also put that into module settings. So, like a module level setting that not tab module, but module level setting, where if somebody has those things in the theme, they just set it, and so like when I did that, it was for dual purposes. One, whether or not they already had that in a version of it, right? And then the other was whether or not they were deploying the minimized or maximized version of it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I found it. Okay, I'll take a look at this. All right, cool.
All right, so moving along, I want to make sure we have enough time for Jay's presentation in just a moment. Curriculum. So we don't really have a leader for this, right? That's true. Okay. So, Lucas, did you have any more? I know you're doing something around where you live. Anything new on where you are?
No, because nobody's working in summer in Greece, so the university is closed. They open up again at 20th of August, where I have a set of appointments with some teachers to discuss about it. So I don't know if you heard me because I have a lot of background noise.
No, I heard you.
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Yep, perfect. All right, very cool. So that was what did you say, the 22nd?
The calendar says that they open up at 20th of August, Monday. But I'm not sure when I need to contact them then and see about the professor's schedule and get that meeting. So I'm not really sure about the end date.
Okay, very cool. That's awesome, dude. All right, thank you for your update, sir. Training courses. I know Untracy probably has some sort of update for us.
Yes, I do. So I've transferred everything from the older platform that DTA or DNN Training Academy was in into a new platform called Kajabi. And I'm about 70% there, but I can bump it higher up on the priority list now, so hopefully I can get that done by August 2nd. Should be able to get that finished with sometime in August. So at that point, at least I can we can start marketing it and getting it out there.
So what was the name of the new platform?
DNN Training Academy.
But you said the platform you're putting on is what?
It's called Kajabi.
Would you mind spelling that, please?
Kajabi.
Kajabi. Oh, okay. And we just had Mr. Mark Buelsing join us. Welcome, Mark.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late.
Another low microphone. Welcome. All right. So, Tracy, it's your stage again, sir. I know you guys were working on some themes.
Yep, thanks. So, two things. One, that we can release to the community, right, a free theme, and I know we also need a theme for a speaker's site or portal. Is that right? So for the community theme, we're gonna have something by the end of next week for that we can put out to the community.
Okay.
And then I think maybe is the speakers portal another section in the presentation entirely?
Well, so that's still being planned. So Joe's going to be giving an update here in just a moment, and that's actually the next thing. But the intent, as far as I know, is to have that and the user group thing hosted on the DNNsoftware.com website.
Okay, and that's community version, yeah? Or is that Evoke?
Oh, I think it's still running Evoke, yeah.
Oh, it is Evoke. Okay, cool. So what we can do for that is we can definitely, by not the end of next week, but the following, within 2 weeks, we can have a theme for that. But I know that Lucas had created an Excel spreadsheet, and he gave access to Jay, and Jay was going to update that with some information for the portal, so we know exactly what we're going to be dealing with and what the skin needs to do and what it doesn't have to do. So maybe hopefully Jay his update today will give us some information about that. But Jay, if you can update that spreadsheet that Lucas gave you access to after today, that'd be really helpful to us too.
So I'm going down for a second. What did they do? Update the spreadsheet for what?
And I think Lucas is Jay the right guy that I should be addressing?
I'm not. Oh, Luke, you're actually Lucas.
Jay, please.
I'm sorry, Lucas.
I don't think it's me. I don't I'm aware of being involved in this. So
maybe it was a James.
Oh. Let me check.
Okay.
Come on.
I don't remember.
Maybe. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the speaker portal needs a theme since it's inside of the DNNsoftware.com
Oh, I see, man.
website.
Okay.
But yeah, we can figure that out.
Oh, Jay and Craig. Sorry, Jay and Craig. I don't know the name.
Joe Craig.
Okay. But what Will is saying is because it's hosted on the DNN platform, DNN software site, we don't need a theme. It's just going to inherit that theme.
Yeah. As far as I know. But so that leads us over into the next slide, which is the speaker program. Joe, do you have an update on that? And can you address what Tracy's saying?
I can address things. Your question, Mark, was appropriate. It has been a busy summer, and we have fallen way behind. And I have a vacation coming up toward the end of August, which is going to put it even further behind. But we have beginnings of a document that Lucas prepared several months ago that needs to be fleshed out. And in terms of themes for our website for the speaker program. Can we just say that's a tiny bit premature since we really haven't addressed what we're going to do there?
Sure.
Yeah, it sounds kind of early for that, but there is potential for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're still in the planning phase.
I would say we're still entering the planning phase. I mean, yeah, to be honest, we have not done a whole lot the last couple of months, and hopefully we'll be able to get to that in September, to be fair. Unless somebody gets real energetic and wants to jump on this.
Yeah, like if anybody wants to help Joe and like take the plan and like all you have to do is jump into the Slack channel and just start helping.
I'm very good at sitting back and watching people do good stuff.
Aren't we all? All right, thank you, Joe. Using your program. So I'm still looking for somebody to champion this. Again, well, for those that haven't heard this in the past, David and I, we worked on this a lot, like a year or two ago or something like that. And so we put together a large plan with wireframes and whatnot. We even did the, I think the database schema. We just need somebody to take the ball and run with it. So if anybody's interested in that, please do contact me, or whether it's in the Slack channel or otherwise. Sure.
Hey, Will, I do have a few things on this. I'm just trying to go back to the channel to see where we're at. I was trying to organize an initial meeting here so we can make some decisions on this one. The repo has been set up in GitHub, and I'm trying to remember what we actually called that. I think it's DNN.meetups. Here is the link I'll post into the chat. It's just a blank repo right now, but it is on the DNN community GitHub organization. And I'm still trying to find the actual channel for this one. What is it called? UG Program. Yeah, UG Program. That's what it is. So in the GoalsUG Program, if anybody's interested, check that out, because I'd love to set up an initial meeting and really kind of get on the same page as to making some key decisions on like what module development pattern we would move forward with, whether it's SPA or MVC or planning for the future with something like Razor Pages or something like that. We can make some of those initial decisions, as well as kind of talk through some things that have happened since Will and I worked on the wireframes and kind of mapping this out, because I think some things have changed, and we really kind of need to talk about, okay, what is the goal of this and so forth. So if anybody's interested in that, please let either one of us know, and let's just schedule a meeting and at least get the framework kind of in place for how we're going to move forward with this.
Yeah, and to that end, referrals are welcome. So if you know somebody else, like if you're not the person to do it, but you know somebody else that maybe would be excited to take this on, feel free to point them our direction as well. Good stuff. Thanks, David. I forgot about the repo being created. All right, cool. So we are now at the rock star level status of Jay to see how much, or see all the cool stuff that he's done. So Jay, would you like me to, let me update that, sorry. UG Program. Jay, would you like to have presentation or what?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
All right. Let me find you the list here. Yeah, and just in case, so everybody knows, whenever you present and join me, if you haven't done it before, it forces you to download something, and then it disconnects you and reconnects you. Oh, shoot. Yeah. So this is probably going to run over today. how's everybody on time?
I have a hard stop at 12:30.
Me too.
All right. So real quick, so what I think I'll do is, Jay, let me do the open forum real quick since we only have a handful of minutes. And what I'll do is I'll split the videos into two when we put them out there so people can see just the website update, and then we can just finish this meeting here. Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to steal presentation back from you for just a moment. What's it doing? There we go. All right. So we are going to, in just a moment, see the work that Jeremy's put forth. So before we do that, let's do the regular meeting thing. So just a reminder, what we're trying to do is publish at least 5 blog articles as a group, as a community, every month. And it doesn't matter if those things are, like, if you've seen somebody blog about something in the past at some point or even in the same month, that's okay. You have a unique voice. Please, publish whatever it is. That we can't have too much content. No such thing. Same thing with the YouTube videos. We're killing that, though. I'm thinking that we might want to discuss increasing your goals there. And then 1 training course a quarter, and then 5 do updated open source extensions. I think we're starting to kill that one now, too. So those are some of our monthly and quarterly goals. Long-term goals for the entire year, we're going to have more than 37 blog articles. But in the when we first started this effort, that was a realistic goal. So I think pretty soon we'll want to start to revisit what our goals are in terms of numbers. Open forums. So this is what I really wanted to get to right now. We're about to see the work that Jay's done towards updating the DNNsoftware.com website. But right now I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to have an open forum to bring up anything that you or would like to hear or have any questions about before we move on to the next topic. Anything at all? All right. No comments. Not even from the peanut gallery. All right. So at this point, we're going to bring it right back to Jay. And for everybody who's watching this video, thank you for watching. Thank you for, even that is participation. But if you'd like to join our group, please, do let us know in the comments. And we look forward to working with you. And now we're going to pass it back to Marie and Liz. Jay.